Hey, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining me tonight with my white linen shirt outfit. It's giving Diane Keaton, I feel, but I'm into it. Tonight we're going to do a kind of timeless tarot reading, and I'm going to be using two decks to do so, a tarot deck and an oracle deck that I'll show you in a second. Before we begin, I just wanted to say, if you enjoy this video, enjoy my channel, may I please remind you to consider liking, subscribing, and commenting down below. It would really mean a lot, and for those of you who are already subscribed, thank you. Okay, so let's start with shuffling and pulling the cards. I'm gonna do a three card spread. Just a present card, a past, a future. So, this is, I'm just so excited, I keep trying to jump ahead. This is the inversion tarot. The backs look like this. The cards themselves look like this. And I have the box here as well. Comes in this little tin. The inversion tarot. This was a gift. It's hard to do this with my left hand. This was a gift from my partner. I think the first Christmas we were together. I really like it. It's also not a bad size for traveling. So I'm just gonna shuffle these, and we'll do group one. You know, it's a time of like seasonal shift. I know, at least when I'm doing the reading, we are well into a season, but I just feel like a shift coming on. And that one wants to be read. Where are you? I'm gonna find it in the dark. Here we are. A sort of shift coming. And so, I don't know, I just felt really called to read tarot today and tonight for you. I'm going to do, I was going to do 3 groups. I think I'm going to do 4 groups. Just kind of feel like that is the vibe. Okay. So then I'm going to use this oracle deck called the Fuzzy Prism Oracle. It has this beautiful holographic pattern on the back with, of course, prisms. And then the cards look like this. So I think I'll do 2 cards for each group. The first card will be the kind of signifier or definition for the group. So just giving a large, broad trend or name to each group, name of the trend of each group, an indicator of the theme, we'll say. So, and then I'm going to split the deck and pull a second card for what tool we want to use to move forward. This is from the second group. then split and I don't know if people watch the part where I shuffle. I like shuffling sounds, and I also think that, I don't know, you get a sense of like the energy from that process. I always watch the shuffling parts, but I guess I'm asking if you do, or if you find it boring. But if you don't watch the shuffling parts, you won't know that I asked. So, and here's for the fourth group. Alright, let me set these aside. Make sure I have them all spread out in the way that I want for easy access. And then I'll have you choose your group. Alright, welcome back to Tarot with Diane Keaton. This is the first group. The theme, the general signifier is progress. The second group, the theme or signifier is challenge. The third group, theme or signifier is change. I think we've had this card before. And then the surprise fourth group, theme or signifier is trust. So think about which one you're drawn to, not only in the word, but also like the image, I think is quite important with this deck in particular. So group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. Okay. I'll leave timestamps below so you can jump to whichever group you chose, and I'll be back here with you at the very end of the video. Alright, group 1, you chose progress. As you can see with this card, which kind of describes your current state, I would say, we have the process of progress, the process of this eye slowly opening up from totally closed to totally open, and not only open, but clear. So we're going to keep that in mind as we do the reading. Alright, the present card, we have the Fool. The Fool is a card of new beginnings, of boundless potential, right? This Fool, who is an innocent, walks off a cliff on a new adventure. So that's where you're at currently. To get more information on how that pertains to progress, we'll look at the past card. So the past card is the Lovers. This is a card that represents partnership, represents freedom of choice, the freedom to choose, and it can represent a relationship, a commitment, a kind of compatibility. And then the future, or where we want to get to, is here in the Emperor card. The Emperor card represents rules and foundations, form and shape, like a hemming in of sorts. So, given the theme of progress within this spread, my feeling is that this card, which is about the freedom to choose, can also be about the consequences of that choice or the consequences of a tight pairing, a tight partnership. And because the Fool is so unfettered and innocent and in the best way, a little ignorant even, just eyes wide open, boundless potential, boundless possibility, a reset, right? I feel like this card should be read as a move from dependence to independence. And that independence is, has been represented here with the Fool setting out on a new journey. And the progress we're being asked to make and the vista we are meant to reach or achieve is one that looks like the Emperor. The Emperor does not strike me as like a particularly fun card in a lot of ways. People hear like rules and form and order and shape and formality and rules, boundaries, But it's a very powerful card, and in this card, new habits and patterns are forged, right? Ones that can make you better. So I think the ideal situation from this past card of dependence to a kind of independence, but in a as of yet undeveloped way, will become developed in the form of the Emperor, in which you will discover ways to set boundaries, make rules for yourself, set boundaries with others, which also I'll just say, set boundaries with others, right? But boundaries are decisions you make yourself, by yourself, decisions you make to react in a certain way to certain situations. They are not rules that you give to other people. They are choices you make to handle situations in the way that serves you best. So it's all within your control and it's all within your power, right? So I think true independence is going to be achieved in the form of boundaries, rules, habits, routines that you were unable to access in this past state. So that is the scope of the progress we are looking for, and the tool we're going to take to help us get there is cry. I think this is interesting. I think that with this card cry, in order to get here from here, you first need to mourn the loss of this choice, or the choice not taken or the choice taken. There's something here that needs to be properly mourned still before you can feel whole enough to really do right by yourself in the method of the Emperor. So that is my advice to you, to really sit with whatever loss is represented here for you so that you can basically progress, advance, become your best self, and become your most steady, self-sufficient, independent self. So that's the first pile. Alright, the second pile, which was represented by the card challenge. You are either currently going through a great challenge, or I feel like you're seeking a challenge. You have a need to be challenged. But we're gonna use the tarot cards to read into this a bit more. in your present situation, we have the Five of Wands. So these cards actually really speak to each other. I feel the Five of Wands is like a clash of ambitions. It can be two sides or more with opposing goals. There's something that's like forces that are at odds here. And there is a kind of scattered energy in the air. It doesn't have to be negative. That scattered energy can feel a bit disruptive, but it can also be like the source of new ideas, like from contentious debate, a kind of new ideas are born. The silt at the bottom of the river is stirred up, if you will. So that could be at play here. You certainly have a challenge going on. You're certainly being challenged. It may be too that people are not cooperating in a sense, like they are not behaving in the ways that you hoped they would, and that can be frustrating. The challenge here, like as represented by this card, I would say, is a challenge of, it's the challenge that comes when different sides wish for different outcomes. So how do you resolve that? How do you reconcile that, right? So the card in the past to kind of inform this a bit more is the Ace of Cups. Wow, it's such a pretty card. Ace of Cups. Cups are emotional. Aces are beginnings. So a new relationship, perhaps. This card I think of always as like a heart opener, where you are, it's a state in which you are open to everything. You are repressing nothing. It represents connection, emotional openness, maybe a new relationship, like I said. And then we have here the future, what we're trying to get to, which is represented by the Eight of Cups. So this is interesting to me. Eight of Cups, again, we have this symmetry here with the suit of the cups. The Eight of Cups represents a journey kind of above and beyond, right? And one that you go on alone. So with this idea of challenge in mind, I think that's speaking directly to this present state card, which is the Five of Wands. There was some kind of new relationship, could be romantic, platonic, familial, some kind of emotional connection that was open and raw and true, like authentic and true. And it was possible in part because of your very openness to it. That then moved along and kind of brought some kind of clash here. It may not be tied directly to the world or the sphere of this relationship, but whatever happened here did cause something, perhaps in another aspect of your life, like in another role that you play in your life. Some kind of clash was caused, and it may be negative because it's certainly very tumultuous, but it may also have borne some fruit of some kind. It may have stirred something up in a necessary way. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it was caused by this. And what's going to happen, if we're lucky, is that you will move past it in a way where you go on a journey by yourself and are kind of made new by this clash. So this card in the Rider-Waite, when it's not just like a bib card like this, has an eclipse in it. It has this hermit walking away up to the mountains where he is going to find a kind of inner, on his journey he will use a sort of inner strength, relying solely on himself, but also when he gets to the top he will spend time there and become a different person for the better, definitely for the better. And after that nothing will be the same again, in a good way. And it is a journey that demands total self-reliance. So it's unclear whether this relationship or budding energy will stay with you or not. I think perhaps not, honestly. I think you are going to be changed by it though. And so because you will be so wholly changed by it, you will take it with you in a way. Like it may not stay in your life in the future, but you will always be marked by it, and in that way, like, it will be yours forever, and you will be galvanized for having experienced it and for having gone through whatever this kind of budding of the heads is. So that is how we're describing the challenge you are currently in the middle of, and then the tool we want to take with us to go forward in the best way possible is this forgive. So closing your eyes to the ways in which you've been wronged, maybe leaving your intuition open and being forgiving of yourself and of others to reach a new state of self. That again is definitely going to be for the better. So my advice to you is to go easy on yourself, go easy on others. Understand that this path is in fact leading you somewhere. It's not wasted on you. It won't be wasted on you. It will take you somewhere that you never could have accessed otherwise. So keep an open heart and be kind. And there you have it. Okay, third pile, which was represented by change. So you are either going through a big change currently, or you are looking for a change. You can see the effort that goes into making a change. And I think I would say simultaneously the unnecessary effort that goes into stalling on changing. It's a lot of effort to hold yourself in place when a change is needed and a change is wanted. So with that in mind, I'm pulling your card for the present. It is the Seven of Cups. So this card, if you can think of the Rider-Waite image, if you know it, these cups are filled with different things like gold, riches, jewelry, like a snake, a ghost, all sorts of things. So this card is about choices, variety, having too many choices in a way in which maybe your emotions are influencing your decisions in an unhelpful way. There could be endless speculation, endless fantasizing about all the different paths you can take, all the different choices you can make. and you are not doing yourself any favors by wanting multiple things. But it's hard, right? Like, if it were easy to just choose, then you would have done it already. You're in this situation for a reason, and we want to help you figure out how to change, shift, move past it. So, to inform this card, we have a card from the past, which is the Ace of Pentacles. This is a card of new financial beginnings, new like physical, realistic beginnings. The pentacles are like material resources. Everything in the world, all material everywhere is represented by pentacles, like dirt, plants, animals, money, fancy fabric, like it's material. So this card could be telling us something about money, something about inheritance, about manifestation even, and it suggests that there was a new opportunity at the time, a new opportunity for growth and for prosperity, and you took it, and you were realistic, and you were practical, and you made the most of it. And I want to say that it gave you like abundance, like a great bounty, but maybe it gave you too much in a way where now you feel kind of suffocated or stunted, some kind of like stasis, stagnation kind of thing, surrounded by choice and by anything you could want, really, and it's not helping you, it's harming you in this case. So we're gonna look at where we want to go. Okay, interesting. So we have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a card about friendship, about celebration, and like joy among friends. I think that, yeah, there was a new venture in the real world, like whether that's again money or physical goods or even like intangible ones like time, resource, intelligence. Something was gained here. You took a risk and went out and prospered and got too much, more than you bargained for. And then you became, or you are currently, like a little indecisive, a little bogged down by that indecision. Again, there's this idea that not only are there too many choices, but you're like spinning your wheels around them, right? And so this card to me, the change that you want, like obviously a big change here to here, but we want to take another big leap here to here. And this card is like, hey, hello. This is a reminder to share with others. It will behoove you to share with others. You should surround yourself with people that lift you up, that add light to your life, and you'll get out of this funk. And as we know, happiness is increased and is more pleasurable when shared. And so I think that is what this card is trying to tell you, that you need to shake things up, but not by looking inward, rather by looking outward and finding the right people to support you and to collaborate with and to kind of anchor you in joy and happiness in abundance together. And then the tool that we want to take with us going forward to kind of get to this place So again, I think there's a spinning of wheels here, and what you really need to do is pause, take a deep breath, become present, and kind of look around you. Then, of course, find these people who are going to support you and lift you up. But it starts with finding a certain measure of calmness, and peace in yourself, in your heart, to be able to move forward here. Thinking in circles, feeling like, oh, if I just do more, try harder, think deeper, I will find the way out. It's not going to work. You need to find the serenity in yourself first, and only then can you kind of get out of this mucky bog-like situation and really start to enjoy the riches you have made for yourself. Share them with others, and in doing so, enjoy them more yourself as well. So that's my take on that. Group 4, what is up? Welcome. This was the group defined by trust. So this is the signifier for group 4. Let's figure out more about what it means. I mean, you're either seeking trust or you're currently in a state of deep trust. So we're going to look into that. The card that represents your present is the Star. Lovely card. So this is a card of hope, of optimism, of future possibilities. Like, the possibilities aren't quite yet readily available. They aren't at hand, but they will be soon. There's a certain openness to it, a certain level of vulnerability, of balance. Maybe you're feeling replenished, restored, renewed. It is a card of peace, but it's slightly more activated. It's not quite passive peace, it's like slightly active peace. If people looked at you, they would think that you were in a passive state, but you're not. It's quietly active. So I would say that you are not seeking trust per se, but you're like currently in this state of trust. Something about your present situation is defined by this hope, optimism, and trust. To inform that card, we'll look at a card representing your immediate past, which is the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, she's really rad. She's an empath. She is like full of grace, and it's kind of representative of this place inside of you where you, if you can access it, you have this intuitive understanding of other people's emotions and other people's situations. There's like a core heart here, and from this space, you just have a feeling and an understanding, a compassion, and a well of unconditional acceptance. It's interesting too because I brought up active versus passive with this card, the Star. The Queen of Cups is somewhat passive. She can feel all these things, but she can feel more than she can act on what she feels or understands. She's not quite able to act on her intuitive understanding. Her intuitive understanding is stronger than her ability to act. So then, with the Star, we're moving into a place where something is humming, like something is percolating. So then the future card, where we're trying to get to, is represented by the King of Pentacles. The the King of Pentacles is somewhat paternal, and he has a slow yet powerful energy. There's a certain slowness to this whole trio, this whole spread. This is like a slow, peaceful family, if you will. Where again we have this maternal kind of compassion and understanding moving into a sowing of the seeds of action, but an action that is informed by peace, hope, optimism. It's not a like strong or belligerent action. It's a soft, thoughtful action moving into this space in which we will be responsible for the well-being of others, I think, in a impactful way. Again, slow but powerful energy that's kind of building and then culminating in real, like, it's one thing to feel or understand. It's another thing to really hold space and make change in a thoughtful way that benefits others and is like true to their essence or the essence of their situation. And I actually think that's like what is possible here, because this card also represents hard work and ambition. And with hard work and ambition and concerted, sustained, steady energy, you can achieve great prosperity. But I think the prosperity you achieve will not be a material one so much as one kind of rooted in the heart and in a loving connection to others. So you're currently in this kind of mode or mood where you're thinking a lot about trust and what it means for you, maybe, and how you can carry that into the world with you. And I think you are slowly activating in a way that is going to be really powerful and loving for others and for your connection to others. And the tool that we want to take with us on a journey to get to this place where we are more in the world with our compassion, if you will, is grow. So I guess I would say about this card in relation to the spread that you should not be afraid of the opportunities ahead to grow, to become bigger, and to become stronger. It's not bad to take up a little more space, especially if it's in part for you, but in part for others. There are practical things we need in order to give as fully as we want to the world. And so it's your task moving forward to not shy away from opportunities for growth, but to catch them with both hands and move forward with them, with you. So that is the fourth pile. I hope that these readings were somehow relaxing for you, helpful for you, maybe just entertaining, maybe just like something to keep you company as you do something else. Whatever it may be, I really do thank you for spending time with me. I hope you're doing super, super, super well, because you deserve it. I'll see you very soon, and until then,